The skies cracked open as the first wave of alien ships arrived, dark and foreboding, blotting out the sun with their ominous, metallic sheen. The world watched in horror, their minds racing with the dreadful realization that Earth had been marked for invasion. The alien race, the Zalrathi, spoke no words of diplomacy or peace. They demanded subjugation, their strange voices resonating through hacked broadcasts worldwide, insisting that Earth surrender and serve under the Zalrathi Empire. Resistance, they warned, would only bring war and devastation. Earth's nations united like never before, each understanding that their survival hinged on a singular, unwavering alliance. They mobilized soldiers, scientists, engineers, and strategists, dedicating every available resource to the defense. Humanity was determined to show the Zalrathi that Earth was not a world that would kneel. The Zalrathi came with overwhelming force. Their soldiers, clad in shimmering, biomechanical armor, marched across cities, leaving destruction in their wake. Their war machines, massive, towering mechs, trampled buildings, their weapons tearing through concrete and steel with deadly precision. Their king, Zalrok, directed the onslaught from above, broadcasting messages that mocked human efforts, warning them of the inevitable. The early battles were brutal. Humans fell by the thousands, and cities turned into charred ruins. But humanity adapted. Soldiers on the ground used guerrilla tactics, hitting Zalrathi forces in calculated strikes and then vanishing into smoke and rubble. Engineers dissected downed alien machines, discovering weaknesses and improvising their own weaponry. They turned the Zalrathi's own technology against them, hacking into their communications, intercepting plans, and spreading misinformation to sow confusion. The resistance only fueled Zalrok's wrath. Furious at the stubborn resilience of humankind, he commanded his forces to turn their attention to civilians. Buildings housing families, schools, and hospitals became targets, each attack a grim reminder of the cost of resistance. The alien king's strategy was clear: if he could not rule humans, he would destroy everything they loved. But humanity's resolve hardened. Every life lost became fuel for their collective fury. The resistance became a movement, and the movement became an army. In the underground bunkers and war rooms, strategies were devised with surgical precision. They knew Zalrok's hubris was his weakness. His need to assert dominance made him reckless, predictable. Then came the pivotal night in New York. Under the cover of darkness, a small team infiltrated Zalrok's command vessel, using the stolen codes they had painstakingly decoded over months. Their objective was straightforward but nearly impossible: eliminate Zalrok. The team fought their way through corridors lined with alien guards, dodging laser fire, their bodies bruised and bloody. Determined and unyielding, they pushed forward until they reached the throne room. Zalrok sat upon an elevated throne, a terrifying figure with armor adorned in spikes and jewels that glowed like embers. He rose, laughing, dismissing the humans as insects in a game he had already won. But this time, the humans were ready. A hidden explosive device, planted in the main energy reactor, detonated on their signal, disabling Zalrok's power source and plunging the room into darkness. He staggered, shocked as his once unbreakable shield flickered and died. The humans moved in, ruthlessly efficient, their weapons hammering down until the alien king fell, disarmed and defeated. They took him alive, knowing the sight of a captured king would be more potent than his death. With ropes and iron chains, they dragged Zalrok through the ruined streets of New York, the same streets he had vowed to conquer. The sight was unforgettable. The mighty Zalrathi king, humbled and broken, paraded before the people he had tried to subjugate. Crowds lined the streets, bruised and battered, but triumphant. Children who had lost homes, mothers who had lost sons, fathers who had lost families, all watched in solemn satisfaction. Humanity had won, not just because of their strength but because of their unbreakable spirit. The Zalrathi invasion ended that day, and news of Zalrok's downfall spread across the universe, a warning to all who might underestimate Earth. And for the first time, as humans watched the remnants of the alien fleet retreat, they felt not just victorious but unstoppable. As the remnants of Zalrok's army scattered into the stars, humanity stood victorious but forever changed. The scars of war were etched into the very landscapes they had fought to protect. Cities lay in ruins, but there was a strange beauty in the broken remains, a testament to resilience, a reminder of what they had overcome. In the days that followed, leaders from every nation gathered in makeshift council rooms, determined to rebuild, stronger and united. Engineers and scientists, who had spent years crafting weapons of war, now turned their skills to reconstruction, harnessing both human and salvaged alien technology. Hospitals filled with wounded civilians and soldiers alike, but alongside the pain was a profound sense of camaraderie. People shared stories, some of horror, some of bravery, all of them woven into the fabric of humanity's survival. The alien king Zalrok, once mighty and feared, was kept as a prisoner of war. His cell was secure, a small, cold room that barely accommodated his towering form. Stripped of his armor and pride, he looked fragile, more so than anyone had thought possible. Delegations were sent to negotiate terms, not for surrender, for they had already won, but for the assurance that the Zalrathi Empire would never again threaten Earth or any other vulnerable planet. Zalrok's initial silence was defiant, his hatred for humans undiminished. But over time, as he watched them rebuild, his arrogance began to wane. His once defiant eyes observed the humans with a mixture of curiosity and bewilderment. He could not understand their resilience, their unity, their unwillingness to submit even in the face of certain death. Slowly, he came to see that his empire's view of humanity as a weak species had been gravely mistaken. Earth was not a world of subjects, it was a world of warriors. One day, a delegation of former soldiers visited him. They wanted him to understand the gravity of what he had done. They recounted stories of loved ones lost, of cities burned to the ground, of the terror his armies had spread. Their words held no malice, only sorrow and the weight of survival. Zalrok listened, a new emotion surfacing in him, guilt. For the first time, the alien king understood that his pursuit of conquest had led not to glory, but to ruin. As humanity's reconstruction efforts continued, whispers of a new alliance began to form. Earth was no longer the vulnerable, isolated planet it had once been. It had emerged from the ashes as a formidable force. The humans had gained respect from allies beyond their solar system, other species who had once feared the Zalrathi but now saw Earth as a beacon of defiance and strength. Diplomats and ambassadors traveled to new worlds, forging bonds that would make Earth a hub of interstellar unity. Years passed, and the scars of war faded into memory, but the people of Earth never forgot the cost of freedom. They celebrated the day of victory each year, honoring those who had fought and those who had fallen. Statues were erected in the once battered streets, memorials to the resilience that had saved them. And as for Zalrok, he remained a reluctant figure in human history. Though his empire faded, he was given a choice: to live out his days as a prisoner or to work with humanity as an advisor, sharing his knowledge of the universe. To the surprise of many, he chose the latter, offering insights that helped humanity navigate the wider galaxy. A former king now humbled, a symbol of both the price of tyranny and the possibility of redemption. In the end, humanity emerged not only as victors but as protectors, guardians of peace in a galaxy where they had once been seen as inconsequential. And as they looked to the stars, they knew they would be ready for whatever challenge came next, united, unbreakable, and with the legacy of their hard-won freedom guiding them forward. The alliance forged in the aftermath of the war transformed Earth in ways few could have predicted. Human culture and technology advanced at an unprecedented rate, influenced by the knowledge shared by their new allies. Cities rebuilt from the rubble rose higher and brighter, incorporating alien tech that allowed them to harness energy more sustainably, build stronger, and connect faster than ever before. Education became a gateway not only to human history but to the history of the galaxy, as schools taught children about distant planets, alien societies, and interstellar diplomacy. Meanwhile, Zalrok, once a tyrant, became an enigmatic figure among humans and aliens alike. Working as an advisor to Earth's council, he guided humanity's leaders with his unparalleled knowledge of the galaxy, offering counsel on diplomacy, warfare, and the complex political webs that stretched far beyond Earth's solar system. Though his presence was controversial, his insights proved invaluable, especially when whispers of unrest and opportunistic threats surfaced in the galaxy. One such threat came years after the war. The Reefer Consortium, a ruthless collective of spacefaring warlords, saw Earth's rise to power as a threat to their control over smaller, weaker worlds. They sought to crush humanity before they could grow stronger. Unlike the Zalrathi, who had underestimated humanity's resolve, the consortium approached with caution, using espionage, sabotage, and psychological warfare to destabilize Earth's alliances. However, Zalrok, who knew well the methods of such factions, was the first to detect the consortium's influence, warning Earth's leaders before the threat could escalate. Under Zalrok's guidance, humanity worked with its allies, strengthening interstellar communication networks, forging military pacts, and creating defensive systems that utilized both human and alien technologies. The response was swift and relentless. When the Reefer Consortium attempted an invasion, they found Earth's defenses impenetrable, bolstered by the combined might of their new alliances. The consortium's fleets, outmaneuvered and overpowered, retreated in defeat. The message was clear: Earth was no longer alone. It had become part of something greater, a force to be reckoned with. Zalrok's contributions in this crisis further solidified his place in Earth's history. He became a reluctant hero, a symbol of the complex path to redemption and the ever-shifting dynamics of power. Some still held resentment toward him, but others began to view him with a measure of respect, recognizing the unique role he played in Earth's survival and growth. His insights into the galaxy, combined with humanity's unyielding will, had not only saved Earth but had reshaped its destiny. With the galaxy's threats held at bay, Earth's focus turned to exploration. Scientists and explorers, driven by curiosity and a newfound confidence, launched missions to distant systems, discovering ancient relics, lost civilizations, and knowledge that had been hidden for eons. Each new discovery added to humanity's understanding of the universe, making Earth a hub of scientific research and cultural exchange. As a result, Earth's influence extended not through conquest or fear, but through respect and cooperation, building a reputation as a planet of wisdom, resilience, and strength. Zalrok, who had once sought to conquer Earth, now found himself in awe of its people. Their adaptability, their unwavering resolve, and their compassion had shown him a new way of leadership. He began to mentor Earth's future diplomats and soldiers, passing down his knowledge and encouraging them to wield their power responsibly. He even penned his experiences in a series of memoirs, detailing his transformation and newfound respect for humanity, a rare glimpse into the mind of a once feared ruler who had witnessed the might and spirit of the human race firsthand. And so, with each passing year, Earth and its allies grew closer, connected by bonds forged in both battle and peace. Humanity, once thought of as a small and isolated species, became a cornerstone of galactic unity. They protected the vulnerable, stood against tyranny, and inspired countless civilizations with their story of resilience and redemption. Generations later, as children on Earth and distant planets alike learned of the Great Zalrathi War, they saw it not just as a tale of conquest and resistance, but as a story of transformation. They learned of the dark days when the skies filled with enemy ships, of the resilience that turned the tides, and of the unexpected alliance that had changed the course of history. And perhaps most inspiring of all, they learned that even the mightiest adversary could one day become an ally, proving that strength was not only in weapons and power but in the courage to evolve, to forgive, and to reach for the stars. Humanity continued its journey, never forgetting the scars of the past but embracing the promise of the future. And as they ventured deeper into the cosmos, they carried with them the legacy of those who had fought, those who had fallen, and those who had dared to defy the odds, their story echoing across the galaxy as a testament to the indomitable spirit of Earth. As Earth's influence spread through the galaxy, its role as a unifying force solidified. Diplomatic missions were established on dozens of worlds, creating a network of mutual respect and shared knowledge. Earth became known as the heart of the Galactic Accord, a coalition dedicated to peace, security, and the protection of life in all its forms. Species from distant planets saw Earth as both a sanctuary and a beacon, where even the smallest voices could be heard, and every civilization, no matter how different, was valued. Zalrok, the alien king who had once threatened Earth, now played an instrumental role within the Galactic Accord. He was appointed as a diplomat at large, traveling to contested territories to prevent conflicts and advising on matters of interstellar justice. Through his continued interactions with other species, he found purpose in his own redemption. Some old allies of the Zalrathi despised his transformation, calling him a traitor to his people, but Zalrok no longer cared. He had witnessed firsthand the strength of human resilience, and in his heart, he had embraced the values he once scorned. In time, Zalrok even returned to his home world, Zalran, accompanied by a small group of human ambassadors. His people, the Zalrathi, who had once revered him as an invincible conqueror, were shocked to see him working alongside humans, speaking with them as equals. Tensions flared. Some Zalrathi called for his imprisonment, seeing his cooperation with humanity as the ultimate betrayal. Others, especially the younger generations, saw him as a bridge to a better future, curious to understand how their former king had been humbled by a race they had once dismissed. Zalrok addressed his people from the capital city's Grand Assembly Hall, recounting his experiences and the strength he had seen in the humans. He spoke of Earth's resilience, of the lessons he had learned, and the power of unity. For the first time, he urged his people to turn away from conquest and to look toward cooperation. There is strength in every world, every life, he told them, his voice reverberating through the vast hall. Our path of dominance has led only to ruin. Humanity showed us that true power lies not in ruling, but in understanding. Some Zalrathi leaders resisted, but over time, the younger Zalrathi began to change. They sought knowledge and friendship with the Galactic Accord, opening channels of diplomacy and trade. Zalrok's transformation became a symbol of growth, a testament that even the most entrenched beliefs could evolve. As Earth continued to build the Accord, the Zalrathi people gradually integrated, lending their advanced technology and strategic knowledge to help protect vulnerable worlds and defend against threats. And so, Earth and the Galactic Accord ushered in an era of prosperity. Scientific and cultural exchanges flourished, with human art and philosophy spreading to distant worlds, while alien innovations reshaped life on Earth. Medical breakthroughs were achieved by combining the knowledge of countless species, leading to cures for diseases that had plagued civilizations for millennia. The Galactic Accord launched exploration missions to the edges of the known galaxy, discovering uncharted worlds and uncovering mysteries that had baffled the greatest minds. But, as is often the case in times of peace, shadows lingered. A coalition of fringe groups, displeased with the Accord's inclusivity and wary of Earth's growing influence, began to plot in secret. They saw unity as a threat to their own power, and they despised the way Earth and the Galactic Accord promoted cooperation over dominance. They sowed seeds of discord, planting rumors and mistrust among the Accord's members, hoping to fracture the alliance from within. When tensions finally boiled over, the Galactic Accord faced its greatest test. The coalition, calling itself the Eclipse Syndicate, launched attacks on multiple Accord planets, seeking to destabilize its unity. Their technology was advanced, built from stolen secrets of various species, and their methods were ruthless. The Eclipse Syndicate struck hard and fast, targeting civilians, resources, and communication networks, hoping to shatter the Accord's resolve. But humanity, hardened by the Zalrathi War and experienced in adapting to adversity, once again stood at the forefront. Earth's leaders reached out to allies, rallying their forces and reinforcing their commitments to one another. Zalrok, now a trusted advisor and diplomat, led a counterintelligence team, using his deep knowledge of galactic politics to uncover the Syndicate's networks. His expertise helped expose hidden conspiracies, revealing the Syndicate's members and their plans. As Accord forces gathered, a decisive battle loomed over a distant planet where the Syndicate's main base was hidden. The battle was fierce, with the Syndicate's forces pushing the Accord to its limits. But humanity and its allies fought with unyielding courage. Side by side, human soldiers fought alongside Zalrathi warriors, Phyraxian engineers, and Verdri tacticians, all united against a common enemy. In a powerful show of solidarity, each species set aside centuries of rivalry and distrust to protect the Accord's vision of peace. The battle ended with the Accord's victory, though not without heavy losses. The Syndicate was disbanded, its leaders captured or sent fleeing into exile. As the dust settled, the galaxy saw that the Accord's unity could not be broken, and its members had only grown stronger from the ordeal. In the aftermath, the Galactic Accord established a new council chamber on Earth, symbolizing the planet's role as the heart of this interstellar alliance. Earth was no longer a mere participant. It had become the protector and guide of a galaxy that now cherished cooperation and respect over dominance. Humanity, once isolated and underestimated, had become the force of hope in a vast and complex universe. Zalrok, witnessing the Accord's triumph and Earth's resilience, felt a deep sense of peace he had never known. He looked out at the stars, knowing that the legacy of unity he had helped shape would endure. And as the galaxy continued to turn, humanity's story, its resilience, compassion, and unbreakable spirit, echoed across worlds, inspiring generations to come. Years passed, and the galaxy settled into an era of profound peace and cooperation, the Galactic Accord standing as a symbol of unity and strength. Earth flourished, its culture and influence extending far beyond its own borders, and its people took their place among the stars with dignity and respect. Zalrok, now an elder in years, watched over this newfound era of harmony with quiet pride. His transformation, from feared conqueror to a respected leader and ally, had become one of the great stories told across the galaxy. Once an enemy of humanity, he had found redemption through the very people he had sought to dominate, and they, in turn, had embraced him as one of their own. His name became synonymous with change, a testament to the power of compassion and the strength of second chances. In his final days, Zalrok returned to Earth, seeking a place of peace to spend his last moments. Humanity welcomed him, offering a home in the lush forests of a quiet continent, where he could reflect on the journey he had taken. Visitors from across the galaxy came to pay their respects, honoring the alien king who had once been their adversary but had become a beacon of wisdom. Children listened in awe as he shared stories of distant worlds, of battles fought and alliances forged, and he taught them about courage, humility, and the importance of peace. As he lay beneath the starlit sky one final time, gazing up at the vast expanse of the universe he had helped shape, Zalrok closed his eyes, content. He had found his purpose, and in humanity, he had found redemption. His legacy would live on not only in the history books but in the hearts of all who had known him and in the unbreakable bonds he had helped create. The galaxy mourned his passing, and Earth held a solemn ceremony to honor his life, with leaders from every corner of the Accord attending. Statues were raised not just of Zalrok but of the many heroes and ordinary citizens who had fought for a brighter future. And each year, they gathered to remember the stories of resilience, of redemption, and of the hard-won peace that defined their shared history.